Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. I just realised I've got no water or anything here, but anyway, I'll go and get something in a moment. So, uh, how are you all? Hope you're all well. So, what we're going to talk about today, among other things, are these two children, Sebastian Rogers and Summer Wells. I don't feel like I've talked about them much recently, mainly Sebastian, because everything lately has just been all these wars between YouTubers, isn't it? Sebastian's got lost in the mix. You know, any video I've ever watched supposedly about Sebastian just seems to be about different people slagging each other off. Seth, of course, I'm not happy with. Anyway, so I haven't spoken much about Sebastian lately. And Summer as well, Summer Wells, of course, Summer disappeared quite a long time ago now. And, we have to keep this case in the public eye, of course. We have to keep talking about Summer because she deserves that. It must be so frustrating for her family. They don't want it to become a cold case. And she's just recently had a birthday. So there has been some sort of, the police have made a statement about the case, etc. So we're going to be talking about these two children, both from a very similar area in Tennessee, in the United States. So they're from similar area, and they're both missing. But you know what? The more you look into, there's a lot of children missing in that state. A lot. I don't know if that's typical of states. I don't think it is. So that makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is there somebody preying on children in that area? But anyway, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about a lot of things. But first of all, I should put my banner on and say thank you to everybody. I want to say thank you to you all for watching, first and foremost, for liking. So watching my videos and pressing like or dislike if you don't like it. They're free ways you can help my channel. And then, of course, especially I want to thank my members. I've got a special Valentine's video that I finished off making this morning that I'm going to release for the members on Valentine's Day. Thank you. So, and of course, we've got a members live on Thursday evening. Tomorrow, Thursday evening is members live, exclusive members live. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, thank you to everyone who buys me a Ko-fi. Thank you so much for that. That really helps, with my channel. Also, everyone who sends a super sticker, PayPal's me, sends me a nice email, nice messages, etc., or suggestions for cases or articles that I might not have seen. Thank you so much. I've not been very good at replying to emails lately. It's funny with emails because, it goes quiet and I don't get many for a while and I can catch up. And then it can go mad, and I get lots. And then, of course, depends what's happening in my life as to whether, sometimes it's chaos, other times it's a bit quieter. It's always pretty chaos, to be honest. So yeah, I do try and answer emails, and if you sent me an email and I haven't answered, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude or ignore people, but just sometimes I just can't get around to it. Okay, so that's that. So yeah, special thank you so much to everyone who contributes to my channel in any way. Thank you. Now I'm going to say hello to anybody who's here, to the chatters, but also I want to say hello to the lurkers. I want to say hello to those of you who are watching on catch-up crew, replay crew, and and those of you who just maybe a little bit shy to join in the chat. You don't have to join in the chat, obviously, but we don't bite. So if you want to join in the chat, please feel free. So we're going to talk about quite a few things tonight. Now, the only thing to remember in the chat, there's a few little rules in the chat. We don't mention other YouTubers or social media creators by name. We're respectful to each other. If you don't agree with someone, you attack the argument, not the person. You know, we're not nasty to each other we don't get into arguments on this channel or say nasty things about anyone. So, especially not me. So, you know, it's rare that happens, but it does happen sometimes. So, you know, that's the only rules, really. You know, we stick to the theme that we're talking about, respectful to victims' families, you know, pretty normal things, really. You know, it's when you say, well, these are the rules of the chat, when you think about it, they're just like pretty human things that really you feel that you shouldn't have to ask people to abide by. Most people, you wouldn't have to ask them, but we do get the odd one, don't we? Okay, so let's say hello to everybody who's here in the chat. Hi, David. Hi, Vonnie. Hi, Lorna. Hi, my angel. Hi, KW. Okay, so what's brought this on really is there have been human remains found in Cumberland County, which is not nearby really where Sebastian, or I'm going to show you how far away it is, but inquiries have been made according to Jennifer Coffin Dodger. Sorry, no, I shouldn't call her that. I do like to Jennifer Coffin Daffer. Is it Coffin Daffer? I do follow her on X, and she does have some interesting things always on her posts. Maybe she gets a little bit of inside information, you know, because she used to work for the FBI. But yeah, there's often, you know, I've been frustrated with her lately because sometimes I do feel that she just goes with whatever the popular opinion is. What I've noticed she'll do a poll, like with the Delphi murders, you know, like, do you think Richard Allen is guilty? And she sees what comes out. The same with Sebastian. She's like, I think, very anti Chris and Katie and very pro Seth, which, you know, is fair enough. But to me, till you've got any evidence of anything, you can't really be like that. You know, I feel for Katie and Chris and Seth equal. And if anyone looks like they're grifting out of Sebastian being missing, to me it's Seth. But, you know, everyone has their views about that. But even Seth, at the end of the day, is a father who has lost his son. Hopefully we'll get him back, eh? So yeah, you know, I sort of thought, oh, I don't really like that, because I don't like people who just flow with the wind, you know, because at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to say what you think, your principles, you know, according to, you know, we all have our views, don't we? So sometimes you can't just go with popular opinion, you know, you have to just say what you genuinely think, and whether people, you know, agree with me or not, or sometimes I'm sure people get frustrated if I don't share the same views as them. One thing you can be 100% certain of, any views I have are my honest views. I don't get swayed by other people or just by whatever the popular belief is. You know, I have views, and they're normally based on, if they're not based on evidence, because if I don't have the evidence, they'll be based on just the way I feel about things. But I will always make that clear. It's just sometimes it is just a feeling. You don't have the evidence, but you have to make that clear. Anyway, never mind. So, but Jennifer, I do like to follow her on X because she does seem to get information. And she has said on X that these remains it is being looked into to see if these remains are Sebastian. So I suppose it's just the fact it's human remains. They're skeletal human remains, and they're vaguely in the area. And I mean vaguely. This is what she said. That's what we're going to do. So we still, where is it? We still do not know anything about the remains found in Cumberland County, Tennessee. But anytime human remains are found, it's obviously concerning. Well, the thing is, these human remains belong to somebody. So somebody's going to get some sad news. It's some family somewhere is going to get some sad news, or maybe it'll be a resolution. Maybe it's somebody who's been missing for a long time. Now, I just want to show you how far away. So Sebastian went missing in Hendersonville here, and it's Cumberland County where these human remains have been found, and they haven't released any more information except to say their skeletal remains. Now it's 4 hours 24 minutes away, so is it likely to be Sebastian? But do you know what, anything's possible. If Sebastian got in a car, we don't know what happens to Sebastian. So on that basis, just on that basis that nobody knows, there's always a possibility, because it's vaguely in the area, isn't it? And then as far as Summer Wells is concerned, it's a similar distance. Now Summer has been missing for so much longer, of course. Summer went missing from Hawkins County, and it says here it's 5 hours 32 minutes from Hawkins County to Cumberland County. So again, doesn't seem likely, does it? But I'm sure they'll be looking into that as well. But anyone who's missing in that anywhere, let me share this. Anyone who is missing vaguely in that area, I'm sure not only Sebastian and Summer, but anyone who's missing from round that area to the other side as well, Virginia, Richmond, etc. Tests will be made to try and establish who this person is, because it is someone, it is a person. So as I say, somebody, maybe not Summer's family or Sebastian's family, but somebody's family. These human remains belong to someone. So yeah, they haven't released if it's a child, if it's a man, if it's a woman. They've literally only just been found. So it takes time, doesn't it, anyway, to deliberate these things. So just going back to Jennifer's ex. Now she says, one individual missing from Cumberland County, Tennessee is Cody Ramsey. And she says, we still do not know anything about the remains found in Cumberland County, Tennessee, but anytime human remains are found, it's obviously concerning. Inquiries have been made regarding whether the remains could be Sebastian's. That's what she says. As soon as I know, I promise to let you all know. It's 4 counties away from Sebastian went missing, which is an important note. Nevertheless, some family will certainly be in tears, and the remains are skeletal. So this is one missing person from that area, Cody Andrew Ramsey. In the Tennessee missing and unsolved, the man mysteriously disappears after going to meet someone. So he's apparently been missing from Cumberland County since August the 3rd, 2022. He was last seen at 1872 Westall Road in Rockwood. He told his family he was going to meet someone, but he never said who or why, and he never made it back. So he's a possibility. Now, I looked up a website. Yeah, the missing persons website, Cumberland County Crime Stoppers. Now, according to them, there's only 2. Cody isn't mentioned on this at all, so maybe it's just not updated much. But there are 2 on their missing persons part of it. We've got Kimberly Faye Gazelle. There's a $2,000 cash reward for her. And she apparently went missing quite a long time ago, 2019, 6 years ago. No, don't want to subscribe. So on Sunday, September 29th, 2019, Kimberly Faye Giselle, a white female non-Hispanic. Non-Hispanic, why did they say non-Hispanic? Why isn't white female enough? So she would now be age 40, was reported missing by friends and family from a Middlesex Township motel located in Carlisle, Cumberland County, Pennsylvania. Kimberly Giselle is dearly missed by her children and family members as there has been no contact. Crime Stoppers is offering up to a $2,000 reward. So there's her, from what I can see, and then the other person was this guy, Benjamin Mosser. Let's have a look at him. From Shiremanstown. And he was last seen at his apartment in March 2017. And that's it, really. Anyone having any information? So I'm not sure what this is. Crime Watch USPA Cumberland County. I'm not sure what this website is. But anyway, there's only 2 missing persons on there. Let's have a look what this is, actually. Don't know where it is. Is it a police run thing? Anyway, looking through the news feed on there doesn't see if it, you know, they've got most wanted and that. There doesn't seem to be lots of mega crime, let's put it that way, in Cumberland County. But I don't know if that's just this website maybe is rubbish or what. Let's have a look at Cumberland County Police Department. Let's see, so there's the sheriff's office. Cumberland County Sheriff's Office. Why is it not going to try? Oh, says this site can't be reached. Try this one. Is this it? Yeah. So, Cumberland County, this is the right one, is it? Sheriff's Office. So, let's see, is it going to have community? And does it not have missing persons? Anyway, it doesn't seem to have a section for crime or missing persons. So, never mind. That's not very useful, is it? Hi, Katrina. Oh, thank you, Lorna. Yeah, red's one of my favourite colours, even though I hate Manchester United. But apart from football, I do like red. Okay, so let's have a look then. Have a little recap about Sebastian and Summers. Oh no, first of all, let's have a look at a news item about these human remains that have been found. So as I say, they're not likely to be it's possible, it's always possible, but they've been found quite a long way away from where Sebastian disappeared and where some are. What the hell? Oh, these ghosts in my machine again. I don't like it when something just started playing then that I didn't press, but I don't like that. Oh, it's me. I must have gone on to it. How did I go on to that? Sorry. I've no idea how that happened. Anyway, let's try again. Right. Got too many windows open. That's the trouble.
3, investigators are trying to figure out how human remains ended up near the Mount Roosevelt Wildlife Management Area. Cumberland County Sheriff's deputies say they were found early Saturday morning off Westall Road. Investigators with the Sheriff's Office and TBI collected the remains for testing.
Yeah, so basically that's it. All we know is the human bones that were found Saturday morning near Westall Road, wherever that is, in Cumberland County. Apparently they were in a wooded area. They're going to ID the remains and figure out how they got there, but that's all we literally all we know at the moment. You know, they haven't released yet any further information. Let's just look at this one. Nothing's working properly. What's going on? I feel like I'm being haunted when this happens. But I'm pressing that and nothing's happening. Let's try again. Let's try again. How odd. Let's see if I can get on it now. Get on this one. No, won't get, nothing's clicking. Why is that? Literally, don't let me try again. Try again. Try again. Try again. What if I go into it first? No, it's just not working. My Google's not working. Never mind. Okay. So let's have a look at Summer Wells. Now, Summer Wells went missing in what's called Hawkins County. So, you know, as we were just looking at, it's about 5 hours away from where these human remains have been found. But then when I was looking into Summer Wells, I could see that actually it was her birthday, very sadly. Let's see if this one works. Oh, there you go. That one's worked. It was her 9th birthday. She's been missing, you know, a couple of years now. And, you know, her parents, of course, Candace and Don, they came under lots of scrutiny, didn't they? But nothing's ever been, they've never been charged with anything. They lost their other children. When I say lost, they were taken off them by social services. And, you know, maybe they are responsible for the disappearance of Summer. But you know what? There is no evidence to suggest that again. So I suppose it's, you know, we've got to give them a bit of a break, because these people that get accused by the court of public opinion, and I know it, you know, there are issues with their parenting, but the thing is, imagine if it eventually comes out what happened to Summer, and it was nothing to do with them, and they've suffered all this hatred and bile. I mean, it's quite sad, isn't it? Or it could be quite sad, but anyway. So it was her birthday, and her parents posted a collection of photos of Summer, who was last seen on June the 15th, 2021. Oh gosh. And wrote, "Happy birthday, Summer Moon. Mommy and Daddy love you, miss you more than anything in this world." And the post included a photo of Summer with her parents and pictures of her smiling while playing outside. And we're going to have a look at that YouTube, because they have a YouTube channel. So the girl, who was 5 when she went missing, was planting flowers outside her home with her mum and her grandmother before she vanished more than 3 years ago. Her parents said she went inside the home to play with her toys in the basement, but when her mum called out for her, she was nowhere to be found. We live with endless possibilities of what our precious girl has gone through. Summer's father, Donald Don Wells, told the Daily Mail, "She could be down the street, she could be in another country, she could be abused for all these years. She could be with God. We have no idea." And Summer's mother, Candace Bly, said that her daughter vanished in a flash while everyone was was home. Now, of course, they've got another missing person in this family, haven't they? Is it Candace? Was it Candace's sister? Let me see. I joined the Facebook group about it. Yeah, Rose Bly. The mystic, yeah. So I joined this. Let's have a look at this. I joined this Facebook group, the mysterious disappearance of Rose Bly. I need to do, do a bit more of a deep dive on the disappearance of Rose. I have mentioned it in passing when I've done other videos about Summer, but I've never looked into it in any depth. But Rosemary Bly left her residence in northwest Polk County, believed on her way to Cushing, Wisconsin, and she has not been seen or heard from since. 14 years have now passed since Rose's family and friends have seen their loved one. Since that day, the Polk County Sheriff's Office has received over 200 tips and have interviewed more than 150 people, hoping to find the answer that everyone is searching for. Where is she? Summer Wells, a 5-year-old girl from Eastern Tennessee, disappeared last June the 15th, 2021. She comes from a big family with 3 brothers who have the same bleach blonde hair and blue eyes. Her full name, Summer Moon Utah Wells, reflects another place her family once called home. So, no one has seen Summer since the evening of June the 15th, and no one knows exactly where she last was, in the house or yard when she went missing. But in a startling coincidence, another Bly family member vanished over a decade ago, Rose Bly, the sister of Summer's mother, Candace. So Candace's sister is also a missing person. Gosh, there are so many missing people, aren't there? Literally, it's terrifying, really. But I just think, well, you'll see when we watch this video. When I watched, I thought, oh God, what's going on in Tennessee? Just seems worse. Or maybe it's just because, I'm concentrating on Tennessee. Maybe it's not any different from any other state. But yeah, it just seems like, my God. So now 2 people from one family, that's quite a coincidence, isn't it? Authorities have stated there is no connection, but law enforcement in Wisconsin has not ruled out foul play. In that case, one they report has never gone cold, and daily updates continue to pour in regarding Summer's fate, although the news is never good. So, yeah, they're on this Facebook page. I think they're trying to highlight the 2 cases. But of course, she is Summer Wells's aunt. So, so they are connected, really, even though the cases themselves of their disappearances may not be connected. But Rose, of course, and Summer are connected. And it could be completely, likely to be completely unrelated, but it's also always possible that maybe it isn't it? But anyway, just thought that's just something I thought I would discuss because it's interesting. Right, let me put some windows down now because I'm getting lost as to where I'm supposed to be going next. I think what I want to do next, I'm going to carry on with that Mail article in a moment, but somewhere I did, let's have a look at this. Okay. Yeah, I had so many windows open, I forgot what I was supposed to be showing. Right, this is the update about Summer Wells from recently for her birthday from the actual Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and they insist that Summer's case is not cold. You know, there is still an active investigation.
When I see the picture of Summer Wells, I see my daughter. And I can tell you that if my daughter was missing, I would sure hope that somebody was looking for her every day. My name is Josh Melton. I'm the Assistant Director of the Criminal Investigation Division for the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. We don't have the evidence in this case to know for sure whether or not Summer was abducted or whether or not she walked away from her home and became lost. It's really important to us to not focus all of our efforts on just one of those two. Many people have speculated what they think has happened in this case. The difficult part of the speculation is that if we as investigators speculate and focus our efforts in one direction, we're making a huge mistake. We have to make sure that we're being completely comprehensive as we investigate. We continue to focus on ground search efforts. We continue to focus on interviews of those who may have information about vehicles that have traveled through the area or technology that could have been used that may give us an investigative lead. All stones are being turned over. We have some of our most talented agents assigned to this case. We have brought in subject matter experts within TBI from across the state to assist in this investigation. We have thrown everything that we know to throw at this case, and we haven't had the answers that we need yet. We know we'll get them, but we don't have them today. Children are our top priority at TBI. They are the most vulnerable population that we have. They're our most precious things in our world. Our commitment to the public is that we're not going to allow this case to sit on a shelf. We are committed to bringing Summer home, and we will keep working on this case until she is home.
Now, I know they released this age progressed, do you know, I'm not an expert on these things. I just don't feel that Summer would look anything like that, to be honest. Just doesn't feel, I don't know, just doesn't feel like it. I don't like these age progressed things, but anyway, there you go. I suppose it's a tool. Okay, so that's what the TBI have got to say. You know, they insist that this is still an active case. They're still looking for Summer. Actively looking for her. Right, let's just have a look at this. Yeah.
Years old at the time when she went missing. Tomorrow marks 3 years since Summer Wells vanished from her home in Hawkins County. She was 5 years old at the time when she went missing from her home in the Beach Creek community. We are hearing from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation today for the first time in months about the case. Agents say the disappearance is not considered a cold case despite the amount of time that has passed to date. Agents have followed up on more than 6,500 leads, but they say they still do not have the evidence to say for certain how Summer disappeared.
We don't have the evidence in this case to know for sure whether or not Summer was abducted or whether or not she walked away from her home and became lost. It's really important to us to not focus all of our efforts on just one of those two.
Recently, News 5's Kristen Kwan sat down with the Wells family to talk about Summer's disappearance, and she joins us now live in the studio. Kristen, what did they tell you?
Well, Casey, Dawn and Candace Wells, Summer's parents say it's been a tough 3 years, but they're holding on to their faith and hope that they one day will see Summer again. The signs here in Beach Creek, a sad reminder of a little girl who vanished from her home 3 years ago. Summer Wells' father, Don, believes his daughter was kidnapped.
I was at work, and then when I come home, I knew that she was no longer on the property. I knew she was gone.
Now, a lot of people have been very suspicious of Don. Anyway, I mean, you'll all have your views on whether the family had anything to do with Summer's disappearance. And when I watched we'll watch this and then we'll talk about it, because it comes over as, genuine enough, but I think he made the mistake of going on social media, and it didn't work out well for them, did it? It's interesting, actually, because when Sebastian Rogers went missing, Candace, his wife and Summer's mum, gave a message to Katie and Chris Proudfoot to not say anything was better, because she also went on social media, didn't she? She invited that YouTuber around to look at the house, etc. We watched that, and but it all backfired on her, didn't it? So, and maybe because she's guilty, I don't know if she's guilty of anything or not, but her advice to the Proudfoots was don't say anything on social media because it'll all get twisted.
I knew somebody had to have put her in a car and taken her, and it was just a lot of shock, a lot of just mental numbness. It was really bad.
Wells says the past few years have been frustrating and heartbreaking, and he says he no longer searches for his daughter.
Well, we've tried social media, and that was a complete train wreck. I've tried going out and searching what little bit I could by myself, but that's tough too. So no, I don't search anymore. I mean, I wouldn't know where to search. She could be anywhere in the world. We don't know.
Wells says Summer's disappearance, on top of the cruelty they've faced from social media and the public, has been tough. He's also frustrated with Hawkins County law enforcement and the Department of Children's Services. He says they ultimately signed over their rights to their 3 boys to the state.
Constantly ripping our house apart, ripping our vehicles apart. We let them come on our property 10 times to search, and they left a mess every time. Then we had DCS there. And the 11th time that they come here, they come on June 15th with a search warrant and tore the safe off the floor. I think they done it to intimidate us, or something like that, of that nature. But, I think Hawkins County and DCS worked together to intimidate us and tear us down and everything while they was taking our boys. They said, well, it's just going to be for 6 months.
Yeah, so they've lost the 3 boys to, social services have taken them away. It's very difficult, isn't it? Because they have searched their property many, many times. And as far as we know, they haven't found anything to prove that anybody did anything to Summer. So, we need to look at this case again, maybe, and one day, and look into it in some depth. But it would be a terrible shame, wouldn't it, if they were accused of all that and then it turns out it's nothing to do with them whatsoever? It would be awful.
Let's get them out of this chaos for a while. We want to. It's our number one mission to get our boys back, or to get your kids back in the family, which is a straight lie, in my opinion.
Members of the community still holding on to hope. Many of them pray weekly, if not daily, for Summer's safe return.
I'm believing that Summer will be found. I actually believe that she is still alive. I'm still believing it, and because all things are possible through God.
There's still always hope, and I don't want to see people give up on that. We need to be praying and begging for God to work a miracle in this situation, because as long as there's nothing that we have discovered, hey, there's still hope.
For Wells, he clings to his faith and does believe he will see Summer again.
This is just temporary. Heaven's forever.
And
A prayer vigil to mark the 3-year disappearance of Summer Wells will be held tomorrow at Warriors Path State Park in Kingsport. It will be held at shelter
So
number
this is
5
not
at the park from 4
recent.
p.m. until 8 p.m. There will be a special butterfly release that will take place at 7:03 p.m. Forensic experts at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children create age-progressed photos. This is the image created for Summer Wells last year.
I just don't see how this. I mean, she looks about 14 on there. How could she possibly look like that?
Photos like these are created every 2 years after a child goes missing, and then every 5 years after the age of 18. If you have any information on the disappearance of Summer Wells, you are urged to call investigators at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Again, that number is 1-800-TBI-FIND.
Okay, so that was Don talking, I think, last summer. You know, I just don't know. I don't know what happened to Summer, but I just think it'd be terrible for it, you know, when it's found out what happens to this. You know, they have Don and Candace. They have been accused of so much, but anyway, maybe it's warranted. I don't know. Now let's go back to that Mail article, because there's an interesting video on there. Yeah, so Candace said she just disappeared in a flash. We're going to read in a minute exactly what Candace said. So let's have a look. Happy birthday, Summer Moon. Mommy and Daddy love you, miss you more than anything in this world. This is what they've posted. Let's have a look at the gallery. Oh, I'm speechless about that photo. This is a beautiful picture of Summer, isn't it? Yeah, she always reminds me, I always say she reminds me of the character Scout out of To Kill a Mockingbird, the little tomboy in that book, if you've ever read it or seen the film. Summer always reminds me of Scout. Yeah, now let's have a look at this.
Father, thank you for every child that's just brought here. They're all blessings. They were all blessings to our family and every family.
Yeah, so you'll see as it go around this, all these missing children.
Family is missing them and longing for them. And I don't know the story of every child here. I don't know the story of every situation.
Oh my God, how many?
Every hair on each one of these child's heads. You know where they're at. You know what's going on in every one of their lives. And we just pick all of them up.
What's going on in Tennessee?
And guide them. I'd love to see you bring them all home. And I know that's not always a reality. Sometimes you bring them home to you so you can protect them and watch them in your very presence. And that also gets glory, because that's a miraculous thing too when you bring any of your child home. And that's what hope we have, is get to come home and rest in you, Father.
Where are all these children?
This awareness, so we can humbly come before you and just ask you to move in a mighty way in every one of these child's lives. And we want to see them come home. We want to celebrate that and give you the glory, because we know that you're the one who brings them home. Just like the lost lamb.
Now that girl, I don't know if you saw that. That is Harmony Montgomery. She has not been found, but her father has just recently been convicted and given a life sentence for killing her. I haven't covered that case because I don't know if you know about Harmony Montgomery, but it's a you know, it's just too harrowing. I just couldn't cover it. Horrible. Her own father has killed her, but he won't give up where her remains are because it's thought that he, you know, just carried her around in a rucksack for ages, and then eventually sort of, you know, she ended up probably in the rubbish. It's just disgusting, that man, what he did to her. But that's Harmony, and I saw her. I thought, God, was she from Tennessee as well?
We know that you're the one who bring them home, just like the lost lamb.
There she is, bless her.
99 for the one, and just looking at all these children and all the people.
That's William Tyrrell, is it?
Everybody committed. Thank you for all those. Thank you for the heartbeat behind every person that's out here giving their time to try to bring these children home. Father, be with them in a mighty way. In the name of Jesus.
When you see them all together like that, it's terrifying. I don't know who painted this picture of the Wells family, but it's very flattering. Now, I've got to keep stopping it because I don't actually know if he might strike me for copyright. I'm not sure, really. Probably should have contacted him and asked him if I could use it, but it was on the Mail website. I know I'll definitely get picked up for the song there, but I'll just have to have it erased. So yeah, that's what they did for her birthday. I mean, that is definitely over, you know, no offense, but Summer looks like Summer, but I don't know what the boys look like, but I wouldn't say that. Anyway, let's carry on looking. Here that's where she really looks like Scout there, doesn't she? Or how I would imagine Scout to look. We watched that video with the guy. And this, of course, is the house. So she was last seen going into the basement of her home to play with her toys while her mum was outside. And then that was it, according to Candace. Never seen again. Here's her brothers who are still in custody in child protection services. That's the vigil again. There's Don. That's a picture of him when they were all together. Let's have a look. Is this what we've just watched? I think this might be just what we've just watched.
Hola, compañero de recursos humanos. ¿Alguna vez has pensado cuánto tiempo le dedicas a la gestión de tu plan de retribución flexible?
Well, this Saturday marks 3 years since the disappearance of then 5-year-old Summer Wells from her Hawkins County home.
The night she was reported missing, authorities said Summer was last seen walking from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community. Hours later, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation would issue an endangered child alert for her. That would later turn into an Amber Alert.
To this day, law enforcement...
Did he just say she was last seen walking from her home? Was she?
That would later turn into an Amber Alert. Investigation would issue an endangered child alert.
Let me just go back. I'm sure he just said she was last seen.
Road in the Beach Creek community. Hours later, the Tennessee
Wells from her Hawkins County home.
The night she was reported missing, authorities said Summer was last seen walking from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community. Hours later, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation would...
So who saw her walking from her home? I thought the last time she was seen was by Candace, and she just went down into the basement. Am I imagining it? But he just said she was last seen walking from her home.
Would issue an endangered child alert for her. That would later turn into an Amber Alert.
To this day, law enforcement still has not located Summer Wells and are not any closer to finding her. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with Summer's parents.
We have pushed investigators for months to learn about new details or updates in this case. What we do know is that her family continues their search to bring Summer home. I spoke with both Dawn and Candace Wells in Kingsport at a place with deep meaning to Summer's disappearance. Borden Park is anything but quiet this time of year. But 3 years ago, it was filled almost weekly with people praying for Summer Wells.
I see all these families, with their kids and how much they enjoy them and stuff. And we were stripped away from all our kids. All our kids have been kidnapped from us by DCS. And we're not sure about Summer, but we know about where our boys are at.
While the prayer vigils are now few and far between, Dawn and Candace Wells haven't stopped praying that their daughter Summer will be found.
We have hope. Always. But there's not much hope in this world. We have to trust God that there's hope in eternal life in heaven.
Summer was reported missing on June the 15th of 2021.
We know that she was taken off her property, and we know she was taken away in a vehicle, or they would have found her in the area if she was somewhere in the area. But who's responsible for her? We don't know.
I asked Dawn and Candace when was the last time they heard from investigators.
We haven't lately at all. It's been a while, over a year, I think.
Over a year?
Any law enforcement at all.
Oh
I tried to talk to the FBI agent about it, but that didn't go anywhere.
Dawn says he feels that he and his wife Candace were targeted by the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office.
They intimidated us, they belittled us, and done everything they could amidst all the chaos. And then CPS was there doing the same thing.
When asked about how he thinks about Summer's disappearance 3 years later, Dawn spoke about a Department of Children's Services investigation.
They said somebody had called and said that we was giving our kids loaded guns to play with. And so they closed the case June 14th, which is something CPS does not do. They don't just close cases. So it's really odd and mystifying why they closed the case June 14th, and then 24 hours later, Summer's gone.
Summer's mother, Candace, sat in for part of our interview, but got up after a few questions.
She was going to try, but her emotions are just too much.
The last update in the Summer Wells case from law enforcement was an age-progressed photo released in June of last year. This image was released by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. If you have any information about the whereabouts of Summer Wells, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. That number is right there on your screen.
When I see the picture of Summer Wells.
We watched that, so I'm going to turn that off. Hang on. Okay, let's go back to the article, because the article leads us to some other things that I want to show you. So on the family's website, Candace recalled the moment that Summer disappeared. So she wasn't seen walking from her home, was she? What was that all about? Writing that she told her sons in the house to watch Summer after walking her to the door. When she came back inside, she could not find Summer and began to panic. She called Don, who recommended that she call 911. Candace and her sons searched the outside of the home and asked the neighbours for help until law enforcement arrived. Police then issued an endangered child alert and upgraded the status to an Amber Alert, which is still active today. So I want to just have a look at the family's website. It's not a brilliant website. It's not a very professional website, is it? But it's the official site, it says, for information pertaining to Summer Wells, who disappeared from her home on June 15, 2021. The official website approved by the Wells family. So this is where they've posted, because today, the 4th of February was her 9th birthday. So very sad. Of course, she had all her hair cut off. She probably had nits or lice. You know, I think that's maybe why they cut her hair off. Maybe all the kids had it. You know, so let's have a look what they say on here. Oh God, I'm sick of seeing that age progressed picture. She won't look anything like that. She's not 16, for God's sake. All right, so it's got quite a few things on it. I should look at this one day. Anyway, this was what Candace says. It's a terrible website, actually. But Candace says on it about what happened on the day, on June the 15th, 2021. It's not easy to read because it goes over the photos, but we came home and then me and my mum, the boys were in watching YouTube. My mum says, let's rearrange and plant the flowers. She goes, well, something to help us, Summer will. So I yelled for Summer. She was in the house and she came out and she was planting flowers with us. The flowers were put in planters next to Grandma Candy's camper with Summer something. I can't read a lot of it. She did all the rocks herself. She asked Grandma for a piece of candy and then she wanted to go back over with her brothers. I watched her go in the door and I could see her brothers at the kitchen table. I yelled to the boys, watch Summer, I'll be right back. I can see my house from the camper door. She did not walk back out of that front door. I looked everywhere I could, then I was yelling for her, etc. Then she said I came outside and she was nowhere, so I called Don because I was freaking out and said to him, get home now. He was like, call 911, so I did. I got Mum's phone and dialed 911. I called them, told them what. I can't read it because it's over the pictures. I went down and told my neighbours Summer something in case she did wander off, but I knew in the back of my mind she never went nowhere without me. She'll ask me to do something and she's scared to go in the woods herself because of bears and snakes. We've talked to her about bears and snakes. I can't see that, but it says if they've got a walkie-talkie, they can go down through there. I sent them all searching, so this is the boys, and I went all the way down by the church and went all the way down the other way, something. Then I went all the way back in the holler as far as the truck can go, and I didn't see anything there either. When I was coming back up out of the holler, the cops were coming up the driveway, so I just followed them up in here. I don't recall. Can I move this on? I don't recall if Don was here before or if he was here at the same time they showed up. Now, I do think it's, I don't know how old the boys were, but it does seem funny that if one of your children has gone missing, you would send off the others to look for them. But then I don't know, see where they lived, or live, I presume they still live there, I don't know. It's a very rural place, isn't it? They probably never felt that it wasn't safe. Probably initially, she wouldn't have been thinking that anything bad would have happened to Summer. Maybe just that she'd got lost in the woods, or maybe she tripped up and fell, and maybe that's why she sent the boys out, because they look quite young as well. I don't know what you do. The thing is, till you're in that position, really, you don't know what you might do you really? So we searched everywhere we could possibly search. They were out here for something straight, searching 500 square acres. They searched all this mountain terrain through here. They smiled to put on a good show. But other than that, I know they're really upset every day. Some are coming home today. I can't answer that. Well, of course, the kids are not with her anymore. I'm presuming that they get to see their kids. I hope so. Anyway, and then she said, I'm always just hoping that maybe whoever or what happened, you can't read the whole thing, she'll come wandering up the driveway to us. So, as I say, it's not very good. It's not very good website, is it? Anyway, what's this? Oh, that's the tribute they've put on for her birthday. Yeah, maybe one day I'll have a closer look at that and try and see if I can actually read it properly, because I feel like I can't read it. So every time you move it, it just goes weird. So they had a join us as we honour the 9th birthday of Summer Wells on Tuesday, the February the 4th at the church. Oh gosh, this is awful. You can't, they need a new website. God loves his children. Anyway, for more information, visit findsummerwells.com. Yeah. That's got all the posts on it. Yeah, so it's not a very good website. It's not very well. So, anyway, that's sort of where it all is. So these human remains have been found, but quite a long way from both where Sebastian Rogers went missing. Let's just have one more look. Sebastian went missing in Hendersonville. You can see that it's, well, it says here it's 4 hours 24 minutes from Cumberland County where the remains have been found. So it's not likely to be Sebastian or Summer. Summer went missing from somewhere sort of even a bit further away, about 5 hours away. So yeah, it's not likely, but they are being considered as possibly Sebastian's. They'll be tracing them. As we speak, I expect they're matching them with all the missing people from around that area. Yeah, Yvonne, if they, the thing is, we don't know if they're guilty of anything or not. I personally would say, even if they are guilty of something, I've gone on to Candace. Candace has got a YouTube channel as well. Can. She quite often goes on there and talks about Summer. Maybe there was some sort of an accident, maybe it wasn't a deliberate, that's a possibility, isn't it? And then they covered it up so they didn't lose their other 3 children, but they lost their other 3 children anyway. Or maybe they really have got nothing to do with it, and Summer was abducted, and they've taken all this hate and spite and haven't done anything. So we don't know, do we? But I hope they get a resolution one day. And also for Candace's sister Rose, I think that's quite, telling as far as I'm concerned. To have 2 people, to have one person disappear from a family is bad enough. But to have 2 people disappear like that, it's strange, isn't it? Strange. The bears are in the frame. Oh, what, that she'd been attacked by an animal? Is that what you mean there, Yvonne? Ooh. Oh, well, do you know what? Of course, those things are possible as well. But the thing is, wouldn't they have found a trace? You know, I don't even want to think about it, but wild animals do attack people. But they normally find something, don't they? You know, unless she was dragged off to the... Oh, dear, can't even think about that. Don't even want to think about that. But why did she leave the house? Why did she leave the house? Oh, you're joking, Yvonne. Don't. Don't. Yeah, but it's a possibility, isn't it? You know, look at, unfortunately, it is a possibility. But to me, I think, why did Summer leave the house? She'd said to her mum she wanted to go back into the house and go back into the bedroom. So, yeah. Why would she have left the house and gone into the woods? Oh, that's right. The mum mentioned bears. That's right. And said that they always were bears and snakes, that they tried to scare Summer off going into the woods by talking about bears and snakes. So that means there must have been bears. Presumably there were bears. I don't know. Would there be bears? I really don't know. But I am surprised that Summer just drifted, if she did, just drifted off into the woods and got lost. I mean, it's a place where it looks like the children were allowed to sort of run around, because it's that sort of place, isn't it? Run around, be free. But yeah, it is. It's one of those enduring mysteries, isn't it? But I hope it won't be a mystery forever. For their sake, and for the rest of the family. But wasn't it awful seeing all those missing children that they were showing at that church service? You know, you just think, oh my God, where are all these children? Anyway, these remains that have been found in Cumberland County, they're somebody's. So somebody may not be a missing child, it may be a missing adult. But we just don't know who it is. We don't know if it's a man. We don't know if it's a woman. We don't know if it's a child. We know nothing, just that human remains have been found. So somebody's going to get some resolution somewhere along the line, aren't they? Yeah, Ayers Rock. Was it Ayers Rock, the actual place? I don't know if that wasn't Ayers Rock. Wasn't Ayers Rock where those schoolgirls disappeared? Anyway, but I know what you mean, the dingo baby case. And she was, the mother was held responsible for a long time, and eventually, was she exonerated? Eventually, Lindsay Chamberlain, wasn't it? But anyway, when I saw that, I thought I'd just come on and talk it now. I haven't said much about Sebastian. There is nothing to say, really, except these YouTube wars and this circus that has been, poor Sebastian, his case has been reduced to. But, see, it's coming up to a year, isn't it? Because I think, wasn't it February? Didn't Sebastian go missing? February let's have a look. Let's just check it out. I'm sure he went missing on the same day that Maddie went missing. Let me just check. And of course, Maddie was found, Madeline Soto. She was found reasonably, and Stefan Stearns will be coming up for trial soon. I think they went missing. So, yeah, February the 26th. So it's coming up to a year that Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Let's have one more look at the FBI website. Of course, there's always this confusion because the 26th, which is when they say he went missing on their missing persons poster, was actually the day after he was supposedly last seen at home by his mum. So they say, yeah, they clearly state on this poster he was last seen February the 26th. So there is definitely more to, the police have got more. I think Sebastian has been seen outside the home on some sort of CCTV. And the police know that. And that is why Katie and Chris are not suspects. Because he was seen outside. I believe that. I've believed that for a long time. Because they're very specific that it was seen on the 26th. Last seen on the 26th. Gosh, poor Sebastian. Well, I'm saying poor Sebastian. He could be sat somewhere playing his PlayStation. I hope so. I hope he is. Oh, got to change it to that. I hope he is. I hope he is sat somewhere playing his PlayStation. Just as we hope that Summer's sat somewhere playing as well. So, yeah, Hygiene Hill. Yeah. So will these ever be resolved? So we're coming up to February the 26th, and I'm just going to check, but I'm pretty sure that was when Madeline Soto disappeared as well. It's all coming up in Spanish for some reason. I mean, not that it matters. I'm just looking for the date. There's no date. Let's just have a look at this, actually. Do you remember this guy? Going back to the Madeline Soto case now. Do you remember this guy? Isn't he the one that's supposed to have texted someone a photo of her body by mistake or something, or put it on a website? Let's have a look.
So that was found in a statement. Chief Betty
we sent our units out here and we did discover what appears to be a body. The body has clothing very similar to what the victim was last seen wearing.
The Kissimmee Police Department confirmed Friday that it is the body of Madeline Soto that was found. In a statement, Chief Betty Holland said, quote, "It is with a heavy heart I inform everyone that as we expected, Madeline Soto is deceased. This is a sad day for our community, and we mourn the loss of such a young life." Madeline's mother's boyfriend, Stefan Stearns, was arrested Wednesday for sexual battery and possession of child sexual abuse material just days after Madeline had been reported missing. Detectives found disturbing videos and images on Stearns' cell phone, which they say he attempted to delete. Stearns said he had dropped Madeline off a few blocks from her school Monday morning, but Orange County deputies say that isn't true.
Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time and that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day. We have video evidence that shows Stephen Stearns discarding items in a dumpster in that apartment complex in Kissimmee at 7:35 on Monday, February 26th.
Leading us off this hour, NBC News senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez. Hi, Gabe. So
That's 3 children, 3 separate cases: Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wells, and Madeline Soto. All separate cases, but connected in some way. So Sebastian and Summer's cases are connected in the geography, if you like, of where they've gone missing from. They've gone missing very, close by each other. And Sebastian and Madeline's case are connected by the fact I'm pretty sure they went missing on the same day. So, hi, Laurie. But yeah, I hope you're feeling better. But I'm finishing off now, so you're going to have to do your catch up. So, okay, yeah, that's it. So as soon as I know anything about these remains, which, as I say, are unlikely to be Sebastian or Summers, but they belong to some poor soul, I will let you know as soon as I know. I'll probably get to know from Jennifer Coffindaffer. She does get information quick normally, so we'll see. Okay, so thank you for listening. Thank you for caring about these children. Please don't forget to like. I'm going to put on my banner again. What day are we on now? So it's Wednesday. I will be back tomorrow, members live tomorrow night. So I'm sort of thinking we may talk about Trump again. Just watching Elon Musk in the White House. But anyway, maybe I should just keep off politics. I haven't decided what we're going to talk about yet. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Always look forward to the members' lives. Well, I look forward to all the lives, but the members' lives are always a little bit special, aren't they? And yeah, watch out for your Valentine's Day video that will be coming out on Friday for the members. And I'll be wishing everyone a happy Valentine's Day, of course, but I have made a special video for the members. So any news that I get on any of the other cases that we're covering, of course, I'll always let you know. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. Bye.